Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praises, infinite honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the elect. This, area right here that the news is covering, I recently was in the area, and it's definitely true. One of the staples of Los Angeles shopping corridors, is being destroyed, and all these things are spiritual and aligned with prophecy. All right, because we're in the times of prophecy. All right, and as we know, Esau is coming down on the tribes. All right, bringing ICE agents by the truckload into these facilities to arrest. Okay, and this is why you can't deny the word of the Lord. All right, everything that the Lord declared, all right, is happening, and these words are faithful. They come from every aspect and every parameter of life. Okay, and so scriptures say that there be no work for Egypt. Okay, and we're coming into those times. All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." All right, meaning the Lord said to come into this thing before he brings the devastation. It says, "While the sun or light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened." And that's what I was meditating on, how few workers there were. How how dead the environment felt, and this was on a Friday. Okay, and this aligns with the Lord taking away the mirth, of America, taking away the joy. All right, and him ceasing. All right, the the joy, all right, and the merry that these people, boldly stand up with, because these people down here, one of the main things that they do to the Northern Kingdom, is eat pork. They got their pork, bacon, hot dogs on the corners, uh, as well as clothing and furniture, whatever you can think of, that any garment district would have. Okay, and the Lord is not pleased with that. All right, He's not pleased with our people that are drunk off the wine of Babylon. All right, and so the Lord is ultimately hanging this thing up. Okay, let me play a clip. It's a short clip.
Only 40% of businesses are open after yesterday's operation, and they want the community to know they need your business. NBC4's Lauren Coronado has the latest.
Vendors I've talked with say far fewer people showed up for work today. In fact, just across the street, you'll see a few of those storefronts not even open at this hour. Normally, they would be, according to the business owners I've talked with. And check out this intersection. It was just around this time officers had it blocked. And this isn't the first time this area has been targeted. And business owners tell me they worry there'll be another big dip in business. You can see two armed masked officers to the right of your screen and a convoy of vans driving through 11th and Maple in the Fashion District Thursday morning.
My neighbors that were here, they have small businesses, and they started to run, and they left their things.
Jenny.
Right, and also, you know, the Lord spoke of us being a fatherless generation, fatherless children, okay, who ultimately has been led astray into Babylon, you know, with no help, all right, with a wound that's unable to be healed, all right, and the ultimate, you know, thing that he placed us in, this captivity, all right, this place is similar because there's no healing of the wound of Babylon. So as Babylon is decaying, all right, and the trust on these people, all right, now they're being, you know, ultimately, all right, backstabbed by Esau, and now they're hiding. You know, a lot of these Jakes are going into hiding, all right, you know, creeping throughout America, and this devil is going to catch them, you know, because we're seeing what's going on in Minnesota with the Somalians, all right, and it's the same thing that's going on with the so-called Mexicans, the Israelites, all right, and that's just, you know, a reason why the scriptures say that the Pharaoh's protection, all right, will be a shame to the Israelites because they've trusted on this devil, yet he's been doing nothing but causing hell on their lives and their families, their jobs, all right, and they've yet to call on the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 30, all right. In verse 10 it says, "Therefore fear not, O my servant Jacob, said Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity, and Jacob shall return and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make them afraid." And these people are afraid, man. They're going into hiding. You know, they're you know, losing their businesses, all the money that they've been making. All right, means nothing because in 1 month, you know, of hiding, you lose everything. It says, "For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. For thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines." Then, you know, and this is why you see our people in a state of despair, you know, throughout all the four winds of the earth. You know, and it's not going to stop because, you know, like the elders have been, you know, saying, man, we in the times of Jacob's trouble, and this is just the beginning of the sorrows that are to come. You know, the only medicine and remedy out of this, you know, destruction that's coming to the earth is, all right, calling on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You know, praying that you are going to be delivered when the ship comes, all right, above America and starts beaming up the elect. You know, this is the end of all things. This is another example.
Get out of the house more. In a world.
There's endless examples of how these women are complaining how they have nobody to no men are approaching them. The testosterone of these men are through. And the only real men left are the men of the Lord. The rest are self-centered. Going into how the lovers of themselves, spoken of in the scriptures, all right, what's going to come to pass, how you're going to have people so self-centered to where they're not going to even pay attention to what's around them. And now we going into another time where people are less social and partying less, going to bars, which is going to ultimately heighten, Isaiah 4:1. All right, because these people are in a matrix. All right. I pray this lesson was edifying.